had more comfortable seats.
Yeah, they.
In 1748, a fortress was built there when Sweden and France made an alliance to fight against Russia. And it was nicknamed in those days the Gibraltar of North. It was the biggest construction in those times undertaken by Sweden. And now it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1991. And there are also people living there, about 1,000 people living on that island, renting apartments from the city of Helsinki. They have 6 museums. They have a kindergarten for children and a primary school. But then when children need to go to the high school or secondary school or high school, then they have to come here. They have to take the ferry boat into the city. And the ferry boat is like 20 minutes ride. And it costs like public transportation here in Helsinki. That tower there, that's a church, a Lutheran church, and a lighthouse. 4 light signals in the night, you know. I've checked and double checked and triple checked. So 4 light signals in the night means H, Helsinki. And it's for the ships that's coming to Helsinki. Do you see that ship there? It's just now arriving, half red, half white. And you can maybe not see from this distance, but it's written Viking Line on the side. It's a ferry boat that takes us between Helsinki and Stockholm. It operates between these 2 capitals. We have another company, Silja Line. We just bicycled past it. You know, people were already, going to the terminal. Maybe you saw it, striped blue and white. That's another company, Silja Line. And these 2 ferry boats go back and forth all the time, also in the winter time. So at 5 o'clock in the evening, you can take either Viking Line or Silja Line and go from Helsinki to Stockholm or from Stockholm to Helsinki. So they go like that every night back and forth. And you are at 10 o'clock in the other end. It's an easy way for us to travel to Europe by car, because if you look at the geographical map of Finland, between Finland and the Europe here we have water. We could drive through Russia, but we do not do that. I guess we have our own reasons. We could drive up to northern parts of Finland, cross the Finnish-Swedish border and come down, but that's too long. So by taking a ferry boat like this, it's a wonderful way of traveling to Europe. And you know what? In the winter time, so whatever you see water, first of all, around Helsinki, you have to know that it's the Baltic Sea. All right? Sometimes it might look to you like a bay even, but no, it's the like a lake, but it's always a bay. It's the Baltic Sea. And you know what? The salinity of the Baltic Sea is much lower than the salinity of Atlantic or Pacific Oceans. Here we have only 1.5% salt. And for that reason, the Baltic Sea freezes in the winter time. It's all ice. You wouldn't believe, but directly from here, from this shore, you can just step on the ice and go for a walk, go for a cross-country skiing tour or for skating. And some years when the winter is really cold, and last winter it was one of those winters, then you can go driving your car on the ice. You know, there are these official roads opened between islands, and of course the thickness of the ice is checked daily. And what you do in the summertime, you go to your summer cottage by boat. You can do the same thing going by car in the winter time. I've done it only once and I felt very much alive, I have to tell you. It felt like really extreme. Once a driver told me that he drove his big bus on the ice, and I felt, whoa, that's a bit too much. A bit too much. This island here on our right, in the winter time on that island we have an ice swimming club, or the polar bear club. You know, people go and swim. And you can imagine, if the ice is so thick, and the ice can be 80 centimeters, like up to my hips, like that thick the ice can be. So in order to be able to swim, what they do, they cut a hole into the ice, about 4 meters by 5 meters, and they put an underwater engine. It wouldn't freeze, you know, it rotates, the water wouldn't freeze again. And then people go and have a swim. I cannot say even a swim, a dip, because it's just above the freezing level there, the temperature of the water. So they go and have a dip, and then they go to sauna, because on that island there is a sauna. Or as we say in Finnish language, sauna. Do you know that this is the only word that has derived from Finnish language into English, for example? So if you thought you could not speak Finnish, now you know at least one word. You know how to say sauna or sauna. All right? Okay. We have stopped here a bit on the hill, but we cannot see. There down, there are 3 wooden constructions. They're floating on the water. And when we start bicycling, just look to your right, to your left. There are tables on them. And I don't know, is there somebody doing something? Because those constructions are meant for washing the rugs. You know, it's a Finnish tradition. I've never seen it anywhere else but in Finland, and not even in Sweden. We have 16 places like this around Helsinki where one can wash the rugs. And normally people bring, of course not their Afghan or Persian carpets, but something small, you know, and you have to bring your brush from home, your buckets from home, and as well your bottle with pine liquid soap. And you brush your rug, you wash it using the water from the sea, and then you leave it there for drying. And yeah, that's something, you know, 2 years ago I went to a photo exhibition here in Helsinki, and the theme was Helsinki 100 years ago. So I saw, it was amazing to see exactly the same spot, you know, those buildings there. And this road did not exist. It was like a countryside road, but the place for washing laundry, not only rugs but laundry, did exist 100 years ago. Exactly in the same spot. It's just down this hill on the left.
Kornelia, mä käyn korjaamassa ton pyörän yhden kanssa, niin tulkaa sit vaan tonne alas, mutta me mennään niinku kahdestaan jo hänen kanssa.
Okay.